Good evening, YouTube. So last week I was following this drama between a grandmother and her son's baby's mama. Um, and the reason I was following it was because I used to enjoy this show, Sweetie Pie's reality show, based on Robbie Montgomery and Tim Norman. I think that's his name. Um, So, for those who didn't watch or not familiar with it, just real quick, Robbie Montgomery was the original backup singer for Ike and Tina Turner, and that was back in the 60s. And after her professional singing career ended, Miss Robbie, and that's what she was known as, Miss Robbie, took her mother's soul food recipes and started a restaurant, and the restaurant became very popular. And then a reality show was started on Oprah, based on the the goings on of the restaurant and a little bit of the family. So in this picture, you see Miss Robbie, Tim, her son, the grandson that's in the middle, little Timmy, Janae, which is the little Timmy's mother, and I forgot the young man's name, but that's Miss Robbie's nephew, the guy standing on the end there, and I forgot his name. I apologize. So this show went from October 2011 till the last show was June 2018, and I hated to see it go, but it ran its course. But in the midst of the show, in one of the first shows is when they kind of show where Tim met Janae, and they had the relationship, and then they showed where they had little Timmy. Little Timmy was born premature, and then they broke up, which was an ugly breakup. But of course, on reality shows, they show us as much as they want to show us, and so we don't get the behind the scenes. So with all of this drama going on that I was following on Instagram, is the show is over, and they kind of, as people do, whether they're known in the spotlight of TV or whether they're just like me, nobody knows them. Jump on social media and kind of have our little dramas there. So pretty much what happened was, it was little Timmy's birthday, and um, Miss Robbie wanted to bring Timmy to her house to spend some time with him on her birthday, and Jenae, for whatever reason, would not allow. And they were going back and forth, and uh, Miss Robbie started, making videos, which is unlike her, but she wanted to respond and tell her side. So basically, Miss Robbie claimed that she had been kept from her grandchildren. Um, uh, and then Janae came back and dropped some receipts. Everybody with these darn receipts. I'm so tired of that word. But Janae came back and dropped some receipts, saying that Miss Robbie simply didn't come over to the house where Janae had already made plans for her son. Afterwards, she started speaking on her ex, which is Tim, Robbie's son. She started speaking bad about him. And she shared that not only had he not seen his son, in 4 years, but he had not paid child support, and she alleged that he abused her during their relationship. And today on Instagram, well, not today, but last week when I was all obsessed with it and watching it, he did a 6 minute, he being Tim Norman, did a 6 minute video, in response to it. And he said, I don't never want to say anything disrespectful about my son's mother, but out of respect, out of respect for his son, he said he didn't want to, say anything disrespectful. But he said, you're putting me in a position here where I have to defend myself because you got my 80-year-old mother on the internet going back and forth with you. And so, like I said, Miss Robbie was on Instagram, saying, grandparents have rights too, and you've always allowed me to see him before, and I don't understand why you're not letting me see him now, and I didn't want to get in between you and Tim stuff. I just, basically she was saying, I just want to see my grandson. And now Miss Robbie is actually accusing her, the mother, Janae, of being, want money, trying to get money out of the situation. But Jenae is saying that he haven't seen the son and he haven't paid child support in 4 years. So everybody have a side as these things go, and telling their part. And of course, they feel like they're the right one. And I hate that Miss Robbie had to get in it, because when the show ended, like during their breakup and when the show ended, she got along with Jenae. Miss Robbie got along with Jenae to the point where Jenae got married. Jenae married somebody else and had another child by this man that she married, her husband. And both children, little Timmy that she have with Miss Robbie's son, Tim, and the new child, would come over to Miss Robbie's house and play, or for visits and the pool. So she got along, her and Miss Robbie got along really well. So, I hate that it got to this. And I'm trying to see if, before I show this video of, I'm just going to show maybe 3 or 4 minutes of what Tim had to say. But before I show that, I want to see if I want to share anything else on this story. Now, for those of you who's never watched Sweetie Pies, I don't know whether it's something that you can go pick up on, one of those Netflix or Hulu's or anything. But it's a good reality show. But those of you who have, I don't know whether you were knowing all of this was going on or not. I just so happened to run up on it, and I was, and like I said, every little thing I was on it. Recently, the videos of Miss Robbie, she took them down, which I'm glad she did. It was out of character for her, and I know it wasn't something that she wanted to do. But Tim's video is still very much up. So let's just go ahead and do Tim's video and hear what he had to say. This is Tim Norman, Robbie's son, one of the co-owners of Sweetie Pies. Sweetie Pies is the first stores were in St. Louis, and I think there's 2 restaurants there and like a burger joint, so maybe 2 or 3. And then they have one, I think they opened up one in California. I don't know whether that's still open, Texas, and other locations, excuse me. So this is Jenae and her new husband. Well, not her new husband. She got married. She was married maybe in 2017. I think it's when her and this guy got married. So her new boo. And, well, I'll talk about that if I remember after I play this video. So this is the text, or the tweet, or the posting that Miss Robbie put out. It says, "Happy birthday, Timmy. Grandma loves you even though I can't see you. Your daddy's side of the family misses you." So just kind of listening to the back and forth, it seems like it was just the birthday that she wouldn't allow Timmy, to come over. So again, if that was the case, I hate that it got blown out like this over one day. And birthdays are important, right? But I think that I would have saved the relationship, even if I had to take down for this one day, just so ongoing I can continue to see him. So, because it's got to be strained now between her and Jenae. So is Jenae going to be open to letting Miss Robbie see a little Timmy now? I mean, I don't know, but so yeah, we get into the video now. You get into the video. Thank y'all for staying with me as I was trying to catch everybody up or give some before information before I get to the video. But this is the interesting part, the video. And I called this video, you was with the boss and you slept with the help. That's a quote from Tim Norman. Here it is.
And Versace chains and all them dresses that you didn't know nothing about, and them Louboutins. Give me my change from my furniture that you still sleeping on. Did you buy new sheets? Huh? All them TVs and everything in that house? Why don't you give me my change? Because I ain't working no more. I'm not on TV. I don't have an image to protect. I'm not getting a TV check. I don't have to answer the OWN. OWN can't call me no more. Like, Tim, don't say this, Tim. Be nice because, Tim, we got to protect the brand. It's good for the show. I ain't got to protect the check no more. I ain't got that no more. So I ain't got it. The people probably going to say I owe you about 400 or so. I ain't got it. Why don't you send some of that stuff and give me my change? Why don't you do that? And as far as me being abusive, why don't you tell the people how you used to come up? Why don't you tell the people to call down to the marquee and ask Andre and Melanie how they used to put you out of the club when you come in there and try to start fights with me? How they had to call the police on you and you outside on the parking lot kicking my car? Huh? Why don't you tell them how I used to call people over to the house, call my security over, you taking hammers to my car? You know, I can't leave. You coming to the restaurant messing with me. Why don't you tell them how we was in Beverly Hills with the whole family out here with all these white folks and you drunk in the lobby. They got to pull you up off of me. You taking my money out of my bags and throwing my money all over the lobby. They got to go to your mother's room and get your mother to come stop you. And I'm abusive. Why don't you tell that? Why don't you tell all that? And why don't you tell them how the reason I left you in the first place was because you decided to sleep with the help. You slept with the cameraman. Why don't you tell them that? On in Pilgrim, we had to get a whole new TV crew around season 3 because you slept with the cameraman. Shout out to Jose. I ain't got no ill feeling towards you, bro. She needed some attention. You gave her that. But you was with the boss and you slept with the help. So that's why I left in the first place. And I didn't turn back. And every time we didn't want to film with you, you threatened to take my son. You would let my son film. That's the only reason you was still on the show. And my mama forgave you. My mama forgave you because she loved that baby. So I stayed quiet. And they let you film. Because I was trying to be a good dude. Even though my mama forgave you, Monique and everybody else forgave you. I ain't never forgive you. Why don't you tell them how my son was never even on the last season of the show at all. Money could have went towards his college fund. They want to bring him to LA. He can't come unless you come. He can't come to Houston unless you come. We had a family trip down to Orlando. You come on down to Orlando. You want to let my son film with me. Why don't you tell them that? Monique can't bring him to see me. My mama can't bring him to see me. Charles can't bring him to see me. I begged you for years to see my son. I begged you. I've been patient all this time, hoping you get over it. I was happy you had a new guy. I pray you stop thinking about my ass. But you got a new guy and you still calling me, crying, snotty nose. The night before your wedding, you called me crying, snotty nose. I told you out there and married that Duke, he's a good guy. I ain't never heard nothing bad about that man, so I ain't said a word about him being around my son. Ain't not one person told me nothing bad about that dude. He's supposed to be a good dude. So I've been quiet, trying to give you your time. But now you want to take him from my mama? And my family can't see him either? You want to put me out to the world to be a bad guy? And people ask why Monique ain't dealing. Where's Monique? How come Monique don't stop Monique don't fuck with you no more? You want to run around town act like you a business person? Why don't you tell everybody I started that business? I put up all the money, got the paperwork done. That business is for Monique. And you took half the money. You took half the money from Monique and you had Monique doing all the work. And then you took the money and went and opened the gym for your guy. But this is cool. No problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Monique just separated herself. You know what I'm saying? We separated and got Monique a whole new business. She good. Why don't you tell the people how every time Monique had a new guy, somebody she was talking to, you creep behind her back and deal with the new guy she talking to. That's why Monique don't deal with you. Why don't you run and tell all that? Huh? You don't want to tell all that, do you?
He dropped a whole lot of tea that we didn't, or I didn't know about, and I watched every single episode. I thought they broke up because Tim lost interest. He started being on TV, and I just assumed that he had met some other girls, or she called him cheating, or he was just showing some disinterest. Well, it come to find out, according to him, Tim, that she slept with one of the producers or the cameramen or whatever he said. And he just kind of walked away from it, according to him. So that just shines a whole new light on what we were looking at and what we were seeing, because I'm sure everybody thought that Tim was this guy, again, that, pursued this girl and then, lost interest and moved on or whatever and broke her heart, when the truth is, she slept with somebody else. And I knew something was going on with her, and I think the cousin name is Monique. He just said it, and I forgot it just that quickly. And that's why I don't do reviews, y'all. I don't do reviews because I'm terrible with names. I'm awful with names, and you really got to remember folks' names to do reviews. But yeah, her and the cousin that was good friends, which is how he met Jenae. And I do call on the show. They did fall out over the business that they had together. One of the things that Miss Miss Robbie said, or either maybe he said in his video, because this video goes 6 full minutes, so I cut off some of the beginning and cut off some of the end and kind of chopped it down. But he said that the dude that she's married to don't have a job, so he just said that she got a gym for him, and you can tell the man is kind of fit. If you look at his picture, he's a fit guy. So she, I guess, bought him a business to run, I guess, in a sense. Which was the gym her bought her husband. But yeah. So there was a lot of things said in that 6 minutes that I did not know from the show. And I'm sure the show, again, like he said, OWN would call him and tell him to tone certain things down because of the OWN brand, and so that happens with TV and even reality shows. But so to kind of end this, which I'm sure is not ended, but like I said, Miss Robbie took her videos down. I really haven't seen anybody say anything else. If somebody did, please drop the link down in the comments and let me know. But it seems to have quiet down. As a final post, Miss Robbie did post a message explaining that she be pursuing legal action and that Whitlock, which is Jenae, is money hungry. Whitlock accused Norman of not seeing their son for the past 4 years. Again, that's what she accused him of. And he just pretty much said in there that he may owe, he said 400. So I'm assuming he means 400,000 in back child support. And he went on to tell her to get the money, sell some stuff out of the house. I do recall when he bought that house, and when they broke up, she kept the house and he bought the furniture in it. So she's saying, hey, sell that luxury house I bought you and the furniture in it. And to get that money. But anyway, I'm not giving my opinion on any of that because there's so many sides to it, and you can take so many sides to it, and I don't know these people. I'm just watching. But that's what's going on. I just decided to do a video about it for those who are interested or those who have watched the show. I really like Miss Robbie. I really enjoyed the show. Like I said, I hate it when it ended, but sometimes, I think that it's good to end before things kind of start getting boring and whatever, or fakes looking. So I was glad that it ended when it ended, but I sure do miss the show, and I still want to taste sweetie pies because all that food that they had on TV looked great. So I hope that Miss Robbie and Jenae can work it out for the baby's sake, for the child. He's not a baby, he's about 9 years old, but for the child's sake, because I'm sure he loves his grandmother, I'm sure he loves his mother, and it'd just be so great if they can coexist and get along for the sake of the child. And I hope that Tim develop a relationship with his son, especially in the days coming. The boys getting older, and he don't want to wait till the boy is a teen. I guess I am giving my opinion on this. He don't want to wait till the young man, the little fella's a teen, because then he's gonna maybe resent him some. But now's the time to kind of start spending time. So I pray, I really pray that this family can work this out and that they work it out. Even though I'm doing a video on it because they went public with it, but I hope they're able to work it out privately. This is Miss Cruiser. Please like, share, and subscribe.